Welcome, students. Hello, everyone. I think I am on time today. Exact, it is almost 4 o'clock sharp. Today, there are more students. They are online. I think they were waiting for me to go live. Nice. Dear children, it is a request for you all not to comment at all. Just to put your name. That is more than enough. Okay? Because whatever you comment, even if I'm not there live, that is all visible to all. So please be careful. I'm sure you are very well, clever, wise, intelligent enough to understand these things. So once again, I welcome you all, and let's continue with the session that we had ended yesterday. So here I want you, anyone, and whoever is able to post first, that is enough. I don't want the second or the third. Okay, do mention the title of lesson that we are studying. Type fast. I want you practice typing because I'm going to conduct your test online, and there would be time limit for you all. So I want here, yes, that's fantastic. Enough. Three answers already we have here. Aryan Kataria has posted, that is the fun they had. Adesh has also posted. Enough. I know you are very good in typing, but that is more than enough now. Let's find the next one who is able to answer the next question. Let's begin with vocabulary glossary. I know that you have been reading this lesson since last almost a month. In the holidays, we have read it many a times. And you had also written the word meanings, glossary, vocabulary in your notebook. In the class, mostly, I used to ask you the meanings of the words. But today, we will do exactly opposite. I'm going to provide you the meaning. You would give me the word. So here is the first word for you, that is with many folds or lines. With many folds or lines. I want the word which mean with many folds or lines. Yes, the first answer is given by Akanksha, crinkly. Exactly. You are right. I think he is none but Daksh. Daksh, if you have logged in the YouTube with our YouTube channel, school's official channel YouTube, you please log out from that, and you should log in through your own account so that there won't be any problem. All right. In the morning also, while attending our teacher Miss Sweta Bhamre ma'am's lecture, you have attended with the same login ID and password. Better you use your own. At least ma'am can upload, her through this same ID, but you should log out after upload and you sign in with your own, so that nobody will misunderstand either if you are there or me or somebody else. All right. So the word is crinkly. I'm giving you here an answer. That's really fantastic. I hope you would have liked this game. Just to warm up, I had given that another one, and we will end with that, and we'll continue with our session. So here is the meaning given. You need to give me a word which means a space just below the roof used as a storeroom. Okay, a space just below the roof, used as a storeroom. Exactly. Here, Patil. Kataria has also answered. That's very nice. I'm sure you have all learned the words with their meanings. You have not only learned, but you are using them in your day-to-day life. Hope so. Okay, it will make you not learn English as just a subject, but as a language. And I'm very sure about you all. I'm confident that you never learn English as a subject, but you enjoy learning it as a language more than a subject. That's very nice that many of you have answered correctly. Nobody has given any wrong answer. Very good. So, another thing, you told me that the title of the lesson is The Fun They Had. I'm not going to repeat what fun they did they have, why is the title. Okay, but I would definitely like to ask you a question. The name of the author, fast. Author's name. Come on, children. Isaac Asimov, exactly. He is none but Adesh. Also Khandelwal still. Khandelwal, he must be, I think, Yeshovardhan or somebody else. Yes, Isaac Asimov. If you are putting all the letters capital, that's nice. Otherwise, first letter for Isaac should be capital, that is I, and Asimov, A should be capital. Very good. Okay, I won't read all of yours because you are writing well. You have typed the correct spellings, most of you. If somebody has made a mistake, please do correct it. Another few questions, because I just want, not just to waste, or just not just for time being we are here on this platform, but there should be the actual learning. It should not be, I'm explaining, you are enjoying, either you are watching it, and the next moment you forget. It should not be there. This should be the perfect study, because if it happens to you that you may get enough time to read them again, you must read and you must have enough time. But still, why should we, you know do the same thing many a times if we can understand it at a time only? Name of characters, I won't ask you, but already we have revised them yesterday also, that there is a main character, her name is Maggie. Then another main character is Tommy, and some other characters are, then you can say Margie's grandfather is another character, Margie's grandfather is another character. But mostly you are expected to give these two minimum characters when you are asked, that is Margie and Tommy. Aryan Kataria, Margie M capital and Tommy T capital. These are proper nouns, you know well. Hmm? Ensure even while you are typing. While writing, you don't make mistake, I know. But while typing also, you should take care. Very good. Then we remember that Magi had, written in his diary, the date, that is 17th May 2157. And that day, that is going to happen after 137 years and few days, that we have already discussed yesterday. I won't repeat it. And she had mentioned today, means that day on 17th May 2157, Tommy found a real book. What is real book? What is ebook? These many things we have already discussed. But here I just want to confirm and ensure that we had already yesterday discussed about diary entry. So I just want format, because throughout the year you have written many diary entries, and I'm sure that you must be writing nowadays also. You must be keeping your diaries. But I want the format that we follow while writing diary entry in our examination. Format, I want format. What is the first? What is the next? What is the third? And what is the fourth? You please put it. Here you can get a clue that Maggie has mentioned that she wrote in her diary on 17th May 2157. So what is it? So what should be the first? What should be the next? Exactly. Firstly, there should be, I'm typing for you. There should be day. Secondly, date. Thirdly, time. If needed, place you can write, but I'm not putting it here. Then salutation. And what should be the salutation for? It is dear diary. And at last, there would be a diary entry, actually paragraphs, and at the end, name. Whose name? The person who writes diary. Okay. So day, date, time, salutation, that is dear diary, and main part. It can be in either a para or two paragraphs or three paragraphs. It depends. But in the examination, it is expected that you should write it for three paragraphs. One should be the introductory, second should be giving all the details, and third should be a conclusion. That's it. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Day first, date second, time third, fourth is salutation. You can also mention the place, but mostly it is not required. Then body of the para, the diary, and at last your name. If in the question there is a name given, that name you should write, not your own. But if there is no name given, then you may write your name. But it mostly happens in the question paper that you are provided with two names, the first name of a boy and the second girl, or vice versa, whatsoever. That's fine. You have all understood dear diary. You have mentioned Nilesh Lohade, fantastic. Go fit, that is Adesh. Nice. If anybody has any doubt, even after I have explained about diary entry, you please mention that you want more. Akanksha signature required after writing the name. No dear, your name is enough. Okay? Signature is not preferably not required, but you can. Okay, but you must be not knowing in the examination the signature of the real writer. So you please avoid putting your own signature. So don't put any signature. Just put the name that is given in the question paper. Very good. So anybody has any doubt about diary entry? No, that's really fantastic. So let's see the next para that we have already studied about. It was a very old book. Maggie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. Means our time, we can say. So we are the grandfathers or grandfather of Maggie, that we can consider. Yesterday I explained you in what way it goes about almost 250 years, 2.5 centuries. I won't repeat it again. And this way she has tried to give the idea about a real book. But today we need not to worry about it, because nowadays we are ourselves using those real book. Okay, those who are commenting unnecessarily, please stop. Otherwise, it may happen that we would be blocked. You may not be able to comment. No emojis, nothing. They turned the pages which were yellow and crinkly. You told me the meaning of crinkly, that with many folds or lines, because it was very, very old book. And so it looked yellow. It becomes now yellowish because of, putting it for almost 100 and more than that years. It became yellow and the pages became crinkly with many folds or lines, and it could be easily torn also. And it was awfully funny, means awfully here means badly funny, to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, and then when she turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it the first time. Here you may get confused about the last sentence from the first extract. I'm putting it for you. Please, you should not comment, because if you're commenting, it goes up and it won't be visible to you all without scrolling down. So please stop commenting. Here I'm going to explain you now that ending part and remaining part from the extract one. So what's it? It's so old because Maggie has already mentioned that Tommy found a book, a real book, and her grandfather had told her that his grandfather, means grandfather's grandfather, had told that they had a real book. So you could imagine that how old it is, and so it had become yellow and crinkly. But the most surprising thing here, author wants to convey us with the character Maggie, that the books, real books, have the words printed on it. And do they move? Of course, no, they are still there. Either you turn over the pages and turn back, you would find the same letters printed on those same pages. If you have a title on the very first page, and if you turn over the pages to the back, and if you again turn over the pages back to the first page, you would find the same letters over there. That's the surprising thing. You know why? For them, for Maggie and uh, Tommy, because they had the books on the screen, and as you must have seen on the screen, the letters go on moving and moving, either left to right or up to down. As we scroll down, by default also there is a system that they go on scrolling down. And so here she says it was really very funny for them that they had the same words even if they turn over the pages next and they come back to the same page. Are you getting it, everyone? The sentence I have mentioned here that I'm going to explain, but have you understood this part? I'm again reading for you. They turned the pages which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to. You know why do they say that they stood still? Because real book has the words that they don't move, they are still over there. But they expected, Tommy and Margie expected here that they should be moving. You know why? Because they say that they were supposed to move, because they had seen the letters on the screen moving and moving. But this is a real book, and here the words cannot move. And then when they turn back to the page before, it had the same words on it that now we have come to this sentence. It had when they read it the first time. Dear students, here had has been repeated twice. I'm putting it for you again, the same sentence. You please stop commenting now. It had when they read it the first time. So do you think there is a printing mistake that had has been repeated by mistake? How many of you think that had is given there twice and that is a mistake? Jose, I think this is Vaishnavi Sharma, Pawar, Wakle. Do you mean to say that it is a mistake? Had is given there twice. So do you find that it is a mistake? No, many of you are saying no, but here is Avishkar. Avishkar Mane, you are saying this is a mistake. That too in our textbook. Even Wakle, Yudash, you are saying this is a mistake. Hey Akanksha, it is an alliteration. That's fantastic. This is not a poem, but okay. So let's say this sentence from this extract from grammar point of view. Children, you must have studied perfect tenses, perfect present or perfect past or perfect future. What is this an example of? Again, I'm putting it. What is this? What is this an example of? It had when they read it the first time. So you just need to focus on it had. What is this an example of? Which perfect tense? Perfect present, perfect past, or perfect future? Vaishnavi, it's fine that it is not mistake. You understood. Very good. You all. You are right. But I want to know if this is an example of perfect tense, which perfect tense? Perfect present, perfect past, or perfect future? Very good. Everybody has answered correctly that it is an example of perfect past. And here, one of the heads, there are two heads. So one of the heads is playing a role of an auxiliary verb. You know there are 24 auxiliary verbs. We have discussed them. They have been written in your notebook last year. I won't go much depth of tenses here because we are studying now the lesson. It will take little time for us on this platform, that how slow or fast we should go on in order to learn and teach these lessons and finish them on time. It will take little time, but let me go little slow, because this is the very first beginning of our lesson. This is the first lesson from this text, and later we will be moving as per the need, either slower or faster. So I got it. Please now don't comment. It is an example of past perfect tense. One of the heads, that is the first head, plays the role of auxiliary verb, because you know that in perfect past there is an auxiliary verb, that is had. In perfect present there are two auxiliary verbs. Any one of them is used, either have or has. Has is used with third person singular subjects, he, she, it, or any particular noun, and with remaining subjects have is used. And in future perfect, shall or will, any one of them, either shall or will. Most preferably will is written, and after that have is written, and then after these auxiliary verbs have, has, or had, past participle form, that is v3, is written. What is v3? That is past participle. For example, go has v3, gone. Go has v3, gone. Cut has v3, cut. Shirt has v3, shirt. So now you tell me, v3 for right, v3 for right. Oh, thank you, Sononi. 8 minutes to go. So what is v3? Past participle form for right. Wrote. I think you misunderstood between past forms, past participle forms, present participle forms. You please remember them well. Don't misunderstand. Exactly. It is written. Akanksha, Surbhi, Ayush. Who is this Atharvax? He has also written correctly. Now don't copy those earlier who have written correct, and I have said that it is written correctly, and so you are copying and putting it again. No, you are not, but some of you must be. I know. So you understood it well. That's nice. So how they were surprised to see a real book. Can you imagine being those characters? When you are reading something, you should be a character from the story, a fiction, a novel. Then only you enjoy reading it and learn it in a better way. Now the second extract begins with, "Gee," said Tommy, "what a waste. When you are through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away." "Same with mine," said Maggie. She was 11 and had not seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. She said, "Where did you find it?" "In my house," he pointed without looking, because he was busy reading in the attic. "What's it about?" "School." So this is extract second, and here some Tommy commented, responded, "Gee." You know why? Because they had found the book the very first time, and here when it is said that the words on the screen, they go on moving, but as far as the real book is concerned, the words don't move. So when a page is printed with those particular words, it is still there. It won't be, erased and reprinted. And so it is fixed. We cannot do any other thing on it. So that is done. And so here said Tommy Gee. Gee, it is a surprising exclamation mark that Tommy has used. And he says, what a waste. Briefly, when we are saying about Tommy, why does he say what a waste? Because he is well familiar with the screen. That single screen has, millions of books on it. But what about a real book? Real book has hardly the same letters printed on it, and once it is read, it should be thrown away because it won't be of any use in future because you are done with that. So of no use. But as far as screen is concerned, here he says that it has numbers of books and we can add as many as he wants or we want. And that's why he has said here that it is a waste. He exclaimed that it was a waste. What a waste, he says. And further, they find that it must have been thrown away once it is done. And Maggie also agreed with him. And so she said, same with mine. Again, there is a sentence, our television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it. Same example that I have just given to you now. A television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it. So here must have is playing the role of had, the first had in the earlier sentence. And here have is must and have, that these are the two auxiliary verbs. And had is a past participle form of have. Have, here it is the first form, and had is P3, that is past participle form of have when we take have as a main verb. But when we say it is an auxiliary verb, then it won't change. Very good. You understood? Nice. And they agreed with each other, and finally their ages, how old they are, have been mentioned here, that Maggie was 11 years old and Tommy was 13 years old. So children, Maggie, (11) and Tommy, 13 years old. You got them? That's nice. Maggie is 11 years old and Tommy is 13 years old. And who is elder? Let me know who is elder, Maggie or Tommy? So nice. Tommy is elder to Maggie. When we say elder, then we should say to, elder to Maggie. But when we say older, then than should be used. Elder to and older than. You please mention this. Remember this, huh? Elder to and older than. When you are saying elder, then you should say to. Tommy is elder to Maggie. But if you are saying older, then you should say Tommy is older than Maggie. You please remember this. It is very important. These are grammar, basic things that we should be familiar with. Hardly we have 2 minutes left with us. So let's understand the differences between older and elder. Elder is mostly used when we are, referring to our own siblings. Then only elder is used. And when we say about some other persons or other things, when things are compared, then older is used. And the homework is for you. Already you have studied in one of the classes, either 7 or 6. 2 words, home and house. There was a poem. You remember? So you please find out the differences between home and house. And we are sure to meet tomorrow at the same time at 4 o'clock sharp. Okay? So take care. Bye. Stay home. Stay safe.